Have you ever looked at your garden and wondered why your neighbour's plants are thriving, practically bursting with life, while your tomatoes are the size of cherries? What if I told you the secret isn't in expensive fertilizers, but in clever tricks our grandparents knew? Today, we're going to reveal 12 tried and true hacks for a bountiful harvest, and best of all, no chemicals involved. You'll be amazed how simple yet brilliant some of these methods are. Watch until the end, and your garden will thank you. Let's take a moment to look back in time. For hundreds of years, people grew their food without a single pesticide or nitrate. They didn't fight against nature, they collaborated with it. They observed, learned, and created entire ecosystems right in their own small plots. Many of these old-school methods have been undeservedly forgotten, yet they are based on a deep understanding of nature's laws. Our goal today isn't to reinvent the wheel, but simply to remember how to ride it properly. We'll be talking about creating healthy, living soil that will naturally nourish and protect your plants. So where does every successful garden begin? That's right, it all starts with the foundation, your soil. If your land is poor and hard as concrete, you can forget about a bountiful harvest. Our first task is to make it alive and fertile, and for that, we have 3 powerful tools. First up is mulching. Sounds complicated, but it's actually super simple. We just cover the soil around our plants with a layer of organic material. Mowed grass, straw, fallen leaves, anything organic goes. Mulch conserves moisture, so you'll need to water less often. It also suppresses weeds. Plus, it's excellent food for earthworms, which help make your soil loose and healthy. Moving on. Tip number 2. Cover crops, also known as green manure. These are a true superfood for your soil. Sow an empty bed with mustard or phacelia. Once they've grown, simply cut them down and leave them right there on the ground. Their roots will thoroughly loosen the soil, and as the green material decomposes, it will enrich it with nitrogen and other beneficial nutrients. Think of it as preparing a super nutritious salad for your garden beds. And finally, the king of organic gardening, compost. This is truly a gardener's black gold. Don't throw away your kitchen scraps, grass clippings, and weeds. Just make sure they haven't gone to seed. Pile it all into a compost heap. Nature will do the work, turning waste into the best fertilizer in the world. Absolutely free. With compost, your soil will become loose, nutrient-rich, and teeming with life. Now that our soil is beautifully loose and rich, almost like a delicious, fluffy cake, it's time to decide how we'll arrange our guests, the plants, and there are some smart strategies to consider. Let's start with a crucial rule often overlooked, much to a gardener's detriment: crop rotation. It sounds technical, but the concept is straightforward. Never plant the same crop in the same spot for several years running. Think of it this way: tomatoes might love eating certain nutrients from the soil, while cabbage prefers entirely different ones. If you only feed the soil with tomato food, it will quickly become depleted. By rotating your crops, you maintain the soil's natural balance. What's more, it's an effective way to outsmart pests and diseases that might be overwintering in the soil, patiently waiting for their favourite plants to return. The next trick is called companion planting. Some plants are like true friends. They actively help each other grow and offer protection from pests. For example, plant basil next to your tomatoes, and its strong aroma will naturally deter unwanted visitors. Marigolds, when planted near cabbage, release compounds into the soil that discourage soil-borne parasites. It's essentially creating a thriving cooperative team right in your garden bed, where every plant supports its neighbour. And finally, consider raised garden beds. These aren't just for aesthetics. The soil in raised beds warms up significantly faster in spring, allowing you to transplant seedlings and sow seeds much earlier. It's also far easier to maintain loose, fertile soil within them. Plus, caring for them is much more convenient. No more strenuous bending. A properly set up garden bed truly is half the battle won. Great, we've prepared the soil and properly planted our seedlings, but now they need to be fed and watered, and for that, you don't necessarily need to rush to the store for colourful packets of chemicals. Nature has already provided us with everything we need. Our first fantastic recipe is a green fertilizer, often called compost tea or weed tea. Take a large barrel, fill it halfway with fresh grass. Nettles are especially good for this. Fill it with water, cover it, and let it ferment in the sun for 1 to 2 weeks. Yes, the smell will be distinctive, but for your plants, it's a true treat. Before watering, dilute this concentrate with water, about 1 part concentrate to 10 parts water. This is a powerful nitrogen boost that makes everything grow like crazy. Our second tip involves ordinary wood ash. Don't throw it away after your barbecue. It's an invaluable source of potassium and phosphorus, essential for blooming and fruit development. Simply scatter the ash around your plants before rain or watering. Your tomatoes, peppers and cucumbers will be very grateful, and your harvest will be sweeter and more abundant. And finally, proper watering. Plants hate both drought and soggy conditions. The best method is drip irrigation. Don't be intimidated. You don't need to buy expensive systems. It's easy to make your own using ordinary plastic bottles. Just poke a few small holes in the cap, bury the bottle upside down near your plant, and fill it with water. The water will slowly seep out, going directly to the roots, saving both your time and water. Everything seems to be going perfectly, but sooner or later, uninvited guests will flock to your garden feast. Aphids, caterpillars, and other unwelcome pests. Don't be quick to reach for chemical solutions. We'll be much smarter about this. Our first step? Recruit some natural allies. We're talking about ladybugs, lacewings, and other beneficial insects. Your garden's very own free bodyguards. They absolutely love munching on aphids. To attract this helpful army, simply plant dill, calendula, or caraway among your garden rows. Their blooms provide both a home and a free buffet for your tiny defenders. If the enemy has already infiltrated your territory, it's time to unleash our secret weapon, garlic spray. The recipe is incredibly simple. Crush a couple of garlic heads, add them to a litre of water, and let it steep for 24 hours. Then strain the mixture, add a drop of liquid soap to help it stick to the leaves, and spray thoroughly. Trust me, after a dose of this special treatment, those pests will be packing their bags in no time. But the real secret lies in prevention. Remember the golden rule: water the soil, not the leaves. Moisture on the leaves is a common culprit for inviting diseases. Regularly ventilate your greenhouse and promptly remove any diseased leaves. After all, a strong plant, much like a person with a robust immune system, is naturally equipped to fend off any infection. And now for the ultimate secrets that tie everything together. Many people think these are just a collection of separate tricks, but the real aha moment happens when you realise you're creating a living organism. Think about companion planting. It's not just about plant basil next to tomatoes. Basil's scent actively repels pests from your tomato plants, and marigolds planted near cabbage release compounds into the soil that deter nematodes, microscopic worms that destroy roots. This is true teamwork among plants, orchestrated by you. Or take compost and mulch. These aren't just fertilizers. You're building a home for earthworms and billions of beneficial bacteria. They aerate the soil better than any spade. They break down organic matter into readily available nutrients for your plants. They create living, breathing soil that heals and feeds itself. Unlike dead, depleted soil that constantly needs to be revived with chemicals. You stop being just a gardener and become the architect of a small, yet incredibly effective ecosystem. That's where the magic lies. As you can see, abundant harvests without chemicals aren't magic. It's a smart, conscious approach where you work with nature, not against it. Each of these tips is a small step towards a healthy, fertile garden that will bring you joy year after year. Thank you for watching this video to the end. If you found this helpful and learned something new, please give us a like and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on more useful tips. Now, a question for you. What are your favourite natural methods for boosting your harvest? Perhaps you have a secret family tip. Share it in the comments below. Let's build the best collection of eco-friendly gardening hacks together.